Hey everybody, welcome back to Man Uncaved. I am your host, Shane, and today we're going to discuss the topic of clarity, but not just any kind of clarity. That clarity that comes when everything feels dark and uncertain, and then, in a flash, something breaks through. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a storm? And I mean a real storm. The rain is pelting down, the sky dark as night, and then lightning. That flash for a split second, everything is lit up. You can see the world around you sharp, bright, and undeniable. The shadows are chased away, and you're hit with a moment of clarity. But then, just as quickly as it came, the light fades. You're back in the dark, left standing there, almost dazed. You're not sure how to process it. But in that brief moment, something shifts. And as the storm rages on, the thunder rolls in, vibrating through your chest, shaking the very core of your being. That thunder is a call to action. So what does it mean when clarity strikes like lightning? Clarity, just like lightning, often comes when we least expect it. Sometimes when we're surrounded by confusion or uncertainty. We're navigating through our own storms in life, unsure which direction to take, when all of a sudden an insight hits. It's not always comfortable, but it definitely is undeniable. We see something for what it is. We see ourselves for who we are. And that insight, that clarity, it demands something from us. But here's the thing, clarity isn't the end of the story. It's actually the beginning. That lightning, while it lights up the darkness, doesn't tell you what to do next. It's the thunder that follows that shakes us up, asking us to choose how we're going to move forward. Sometimes that thunder can be deafening. It might shake us to our core, challenging us to act, to make a choice. Because once you've seen the truth, once the clarity has cut through the fog, you cannot unsee it. You're left with the responsibility to make a decision. But here's something deeper to consider. That moment of clarity, that lightning that strikes through the confusion, isn't just a random burst of awareness. It's often the whisper of something greater than ourselves. It's the voice of a higher consciousness, God, or our true self, whatever you want to call it, guiding us gently but firmly towards something truer. Imagine it like this. The storm of life might rage, but the clarity that pierces through it is the quiet yet unmistakable voice of deeper wisdom calling you to see beyond the surface. It's not just a mental insight, it's a soul-leveling knowing. A flash of divine light cutting through the darkness and showing you what was always there, but you couldn't quite see it before. In these moments, we're not just relying on our own limited understanding. We're tapping into a greater consciousness, one that knows more, sees more, and offers guidance that transcends the chaos. That's why clarity is so powerful. It's not just as thinking clearly. It's the divine, the universe, God, our higher self, pulling back the curtain and showing us the way forward. It's as through the storm, the thunder, and the lightning are all part of a grander plan to guide us home to truth. The question is, will we trust that voice? Will we trust that guidance even when it feels like everything else is swirling out of control? Now here's something important. Sometimes the storm doesn't come as a sudden flash of insight. Sometimes it comes as a disruption, an emotional turbulence, discomfort. The thunder in these cases might sound a little more like internal chaos, anxiety, restlessness, uncertainty. But here's the key. That disruption, that discomfort, it's actually an invitation to pay attention. Too often we try to push past the turbulence, ignore the discomfort, or distract ourselves when emotional chaos strikes. We think it's something to avoid, something to fix, or something to silence. But what if we saw it differently? What if that very discomfort is a sign that clarity is trying to break through? Emotional turbulence, whether it's fear, anger, confusion, or doubt, is often the precursor to growth. It's the storm before the lightning, the rumbling in your chest before the insights cut through. When we're unsettled, it's because something inside us is stirring, something is waking up, asking to be seen or understood. That emotional chaos, it's clarity trying to make its way to the surface. It's in those moments of unease when we're closest to growth, when we're being asked to transform, to break open, to become something more aligned with our true selves. Disruption doesn't always feel like clarity, but often it is. That emotional turbulence, it's simply the process of your inner wisdom breaking through the old walls you've built. The storm might be uncomfortable, but it's also necessary. It's clearing the way for something better. So when you feel that discomfort, when your emotions are on edge, it's not a sign that something has gone wrong. It's a sign that something important is about to emerge. You're about to see something clearly, perhaps for the first time. Disruptions, whether external or internal, are often the universe, God, or your higher self nudging you to pay attention, to stop and listen to what's coming through the storm. The real question is, are you willing to sit with that discomfort long enough to let it reveal the clarity hidden within it? Are you ready to embrace the storm, knowing that the thunder and the lightning are the sounds of your own growth unfolding? Clarity is not always comfortable, but it is always a gift. Even in the storm, that flash of lightning reminds us of the truth we often forget, that we are part of something much bigger, something much more expansive than our own small world. So when that flash of clarity strikes in your life, when that storm of uncertainty rages around you, take a moment to listen, not just to your own thoughts, but to the deeper whisper of your higher self or the divine. That's the voice of guidance pulling you through the storm, helping you see the truth behind the shadows. Disruption is not the enemy. It is the invitation to grow, to change, to finally see the light through the storm. So trust the turbulence, trust the discomforts. It's all part of the process. Just wanted to share that with everybody, wherever you are and whatever the weather is, sitting in the storms of life, sitting in the emotional turbulence and the discomforts, listening to the discomfort, listening to the turbulence so that you can get the clarity. I am Shane. This is Man Uncaved. We need to come out of hiding.